Hey guys, Eric Morris here, Martin Archery. I'm going to go over a few tips for the setup on a tournament bow. We're a month out from the ASA, the first ASA Pro-Am tournament of the year. So I'm trying to get started on setting the bows up, setting my arrows up, and just breaking it down piece by piece. The parts that we have on this bow, some of the stuff that I have on here, I have the Omega stabilizers, front and the rear. I have my front stabilizer set at 12 inches. My rear stabilizer set at 6 inches from the brace. That is the legal distances that I can have my stabilizers for the category that I'm shooting this year in ASA. I have a QAD Ultra drop away rest. I have all the felt removed off my blade, so my arrow is sitting the same way in the blade every shot. We're not worried about being quiet. This is a tournament, so I can have a little bit of sound while I'm drawing back as long as my arrow leaves this rest the same every time. Have the Montana Black Gold Rush 5-pin sight. That's the one that I'll be using this year in the category that I'll be shooting. Gas bowstrings, probably the best bowstrings I've ever shot. They come all on these Martin bows. These bows are great right out of the box, but you always want to try to tune the bow to yourself. A lot of people have questioned me about why they can shoot 20 yards dead on, and then when they stretch out to 40 and 50 yards, they're chasing 6 inches right or left on flight pattern. And what that is, and the way you can dial that out of your bow is simple by what people call walk back tuning. And today we're going to go over walk back tuning. I'm going to explain a little bit of it right here before I get started. Your first set of targets I have set for 20 yards. I'm going to dial my sights in for a 20-yard shot. Top pin 20 yards. All right. Then I have a target set at 40 yards. And the 40-yard target, I have a plumb parallel line from top to bottom from my target spot all the way to the bottom of the target. And what I want to do is I'm going to shoot that same pin, the 20-yard pin that I just sighted in at 20 yards, use that same pin at 40 yards. And what we're going to do is see if we have any alteration in arrow flight. The arrow will hit low. That's why you have the line going down parallel to the target, and that's going to see if you have any drift in our arrows. If we have drift in our arrows, what you're going to do is opposite of the way you set a sight for a bow. If you have drift left, if you're hitting 6 inches left at 40, but you're dead on at 20, you want to take your rest and move it away or move it towards the way you want it to go. So in a bow sight, you chase the arrow with the sight. Well, on this, when you're walk back tuning, you're actually going to move. If you're hitting, say, left, you're going to move your rest a tad right. Now, a little bit goes a long way in adjusting the rest. All we're going to do is adjust it right or left compared to where we're hitting. Then we're going to come back as the turn walk back is, and we're going to sight the top pin again at 20. All right. Then we're going to shoot it again at the 40 until we get those grouping of arrows hitting a nice tight group parallel to our spot at 40 and dead on at 20. What that does is it tunes the whole bow to the arrow in long distance flight and short distance flight. So we're going to get started. All right, so first set of 4, we'll shoot 4 arrows at the first target, 20 steps. That's going to get us started on our walk back tuning. When you're doing this, I will stress this over and over, try to make sure you have a good release and do not torque the bow as much as you can if you want to have a good test. All right, so I'm going to shoot 4 arrows, center mass on the first 20-yard target, and then we'll go from there. So this is 20 steps. You can see I'm hitting a tad left at 20, but I have a good grouping. I'm going to adjust my sights. I'm going to adjust my bow sight, move to my bow sights to the right, about an inch, and I'll have this set, and then we'll try our range at 40. Be right back. All right, so we've readjusted our sights for 20. We're on at 20 now. Now I'm going to shoot the 40-yard target, aiming at the top blue piece of tape, and let the bow fall in the line. We're going to still shoot our same 20-yard pin at the 40-yard target, and just let the bow drift down. And we're going to see where we're at when it comes to being plumb level at the 40 steps. Alright, so here we are at the 40-yard target, aiming at the top of the target in the blue spot with a 20-yard pin. It's just a string with a weight attached, so it hangs straight down the target. As you can tell, we are maybe an inch and a half right at 40 steps. Dead on at 20, inch and a half right. You got a good group here, so you can call that a true inch and a half right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just barely move my wrist, probably a 1/16 to the left, reset my sights again at 20, and then shoot this again, and we should be all over this green rope. Be right back. All right, so here we are. We've adjusted our wrist. I moved it 1/16 to the left from where we hit on the 40-yard target. Readjusted my 20 yards pins, and you can tell about as close as you can get right there. This is X rings all day long. So now I'm going to take my arrows, go back, shoot it again at 40, and see if we got it closer to the string. All right, so here we are. Now we're going to fire down range again at 40. And like I said, we're still shooting the same 20-yard pin that we just sighted in. All right, so here you are at the 40 yards again. As you can tell, one of my arrows hit the weight and took the string and the target with it. You can see where it's at right here. So if it hit the string, that arrow was pretty smooth and straight. All right. Let's just say this the weight was on here, just to kind of give you an idea where these other two arrows were at. Pin was been hanging here. That got ripped out by hitting. As you can see, while the weight, this ain't even a ½ inch off center with the other two arrows. So one arrow drove in the string, the other two arrows not even a ½ inch right. We'll call that pretty good. We can adjust that more in the future as we start getting to 50. You can walk back test to 50, walk back test to 60, and you can get that slight bit out there. But you get the idea of what we're trying to do today, and that's what we'll do. And I'll give you a little bit more of a wrap up in a few minutes when we get back up to the chairs. All right, guys, that completes the walk-up tuning that I want to do today. I just wanted to show you that on video of things that you can do to help dial in your bow a little tighter groups at longer distances. It's just going to make you a better shot. When you practice, try to practice. If your longest range in your tournament is 30 yards, practice at 60 yards. It's just going to make you feel better shooting those 20-yard shots. It's going to pull your groupings in tighter. If you like this video, if you feel like you learned anything on this video, please give me a comment. Constructive criticism is always great. We're all learning here. We're just trying to get better at bows, better archers. If there's a few things I want to go over here, the Treason camo, check it out at treason.com. That's what dresses all of our Martin bows. It's a beautiful camo pattern. They have early season, they have late season camo patterns. They have a vixen pattern for the ladies. Get your kids involved in archery. Go to Martin Archery Next Generation on Facebook. It's a page dedicated to kids and archery. Get them started early. It's something that you can have them do, and anybody can. It's not something that you have to worry about. A kid get them off the streets, get them in sports, get them in archery, get them in anything, keep them off the streets. It's fun, it's competitive, it's going to teach them discipline. It's a one-on-one. You're only against yourself when you're holding this bow. So go to martinarchery.com, check out our new 2019 lines. They have the new Addicts, the Annex, and the Axon bows there. Check them out. You won't be disappointed in that. And treason.com, like I said, check them out. It's great camo, great group of people. It's family businesses, so yeah. And like I said, if you have any questions, anything you want to see, please put it on Facebook, Instagram, put it on the YouTube channels coming soon on new little tips and techniques. Also, if you want to learn how to build your own spline tester to test the stiff sides of your arrows, hit me up. I can give you more instruction on that. Anything you want to see, let me know. I'll try to put a video out there and try to help anybody out that I can. Thank you.